Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. To begin, we'll be chanting the loving kindness meditation. Some of you may know it as the Metta Sutta or the Metta Sutra, and it's common across all the schools and sects of Buddhism and expresses some of the Buddhist ideals so directly. So please join me in chanting the loving kindness meditation. It has a little bit of a sing-song tune if you haven't heard it before. Please join along. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulty come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabs, namandabs, namandabs. Thank you, everyone. And now I'd like to introduce today's speaker. Very briefly, while we're making our transition from the retirement of Reverend Dr. Kenji Akahoshi, and we have a wonderful number of ministers' assistants helping, I wanted to make sure that people understood we have 3 of those ministers' assistants who are reverends. Today's speaker, Reverend Noriko Kawai, and you'll be hearing them on other Dharma talks, Reverend Mary Beth Smith and Reverend Laverne Imori. Both Reverend Smitty and Reverend Laverne have received their Tokudo ordination within the BCA tradition. So sometimes they may be called Tokudo minister's assistants. And Reverend Noriko was previously ordained as an interfaith minister as part of her preparation for her current vocation as an interfaith chaplain. And it's that last role which allows her to go ahead and provide today's Dharma talk with special expertise. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Noriko Kawai.
Please join me in Gasho. The blue flowers emit a blue light. The yellow flowers emit a yellow light. The red flowers emit a red light. And the white flowers emit a white light. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandabutsu. Namandabutsu. Good morning. Today is October 31st. We only have 2 months left this year. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Time passes very fast. Around this time of the year, here in San Diego, we often hear about the Day of the Dead. I wonder if you all have heard of it. The Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos in Spanish, according to Wikipedia, It is a holiday celebrated on the 1st and 2nd of November, and it's originated and mostly observed in Mexico. This is why we hear about it here in San Diego, because we are right next to Mexico, and a lot of people from Mexico and people with Mexican descent live in San Diego. The Day of the Dead is the time to remember and honor friends and family members who have passed on. It's usually celebrated by decorating the home altars with their favorite foods and drinks and visiting graves with these items. I wonder if you noticed anything. Isn't it very similar to what we know in our tradition, Jodo Shinshu? I think it's very common in most Japanese Buddhist sects. We also have the day or days when we remember and honor friends and family members who have passed on too, right? It's Obon. In August this year, I went home to Japan because it was my father's Hatsubon, the first Obon. As you know, in Japanese Buddhism, we have Obon either in July or August, depending on which area you live in Japan. When I was going home for Obon in August, I told my friends and colleagues who don't know what Obon is that it is kind of similar to the Day of the Dead. And then they would know what exactly it was. In Jodo Shinshu, it is said that we have rituals so that we can encounter Butsuen, the Buddha's providence, or the connection thanks to the Buddha Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha. It is truly the great opportunity for us to receive the teachings and express our gratitude by reciting Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. And as we do this, we also remember and honor our loved ones. In Jodo Shinshu, or in most Japanese Buddhist sects, we have many rituals or services after a person dies. We have a ritual on the 7th day after someone dies, then the 49 days, or every 7 days until 49th days. The 100th day, first Obon, the first year memorial, the 3rd year, 7th year, 13th year, 17th year, the 23rd, the 25th, 27th, 33rd, and the 50th. After that, every 50 years. And in between, we have Obon every summer, and some devout Buddhists have monthly services too. These services are called Hoji in Japanese and can be considered to be a way of grief care. When we lose somebody or something, we experience grief. With these services on the 7th day or the 17th year, we can be receiving grief care because these services give us opportunities to remember and honor our loved ones. And by doing that, we get more chances to process our grief with our friends and family. In the Western culture, when someone dies, people have a funeral, and there's usually no other time to mourn and honor our deceased loved ones. The Day of the Dead is a very rare case. Hospices in the United States are required by Medicare to provide bereavement services to family members and friends for at least a year after patients die. But after that, there's no such thing as the 3rd year, the 7th year services, as if we need to move on after 1 year. But in reality, we think of our loved ones all the time, but especially when families get together like Christmas, the 4th of July, and Thanksgiving. I once encountered a website of a temple in Japan that said this about grief. We may never get over our losses, but we live on with a connection with the people who have passed on. I feel the similar way about my brother. When my brother died, I still felt the connection with him, and I believe I continue to have that connection, though our connection may look different from the time when he was alive. When my brother died 7 years ago, I attended a brief bereavement support meeting at a temple in Osaka. I met a group of people who also experienced loss of their loved ones. I was surprised to hear what some of them shared. One person said that she was told, "Why don't you get over already? It's been already 3 months since your mother has passed away." Or another person shared that his friends said to him not to wallow in sadness. They expressed distress for their grief not being understood. Grief can be very complicated. I don't believe there is a time limit for grief. Maybe it might get easier as the time passes, but it may never go away completely. Or some might experience grief after many years as if it just happened yesterday. It could be related to what kind of relationship you had with the deceased. At the beginning of this talk, I introduced a verse from Amidakyo. The blue flowers emit a blue light. The yellow flowers emit a yellow light. The red flowers emit a red light. And the white flowers emit a white light. This depicts the lotus flowers in the Pure Land, and at the same time, it is talking about how each of us has our own different colors and how each of us shines in our own different ways. Grief is the same way. Each of us has our own way of grieving. But we tend to think, I should get over my grief because other people seem to be okay. Or there might be something wrong with me because I'm the only one who feels this way. We are Bonbu, so we cannot help but to have all sorts of attachments, but there is no should or shouldn't in grief. There is an organization called Live On that provides support to people with grief in Japan. They have the 7 treaties or items for people with grief. 1, it's okay to feel sad. Number 2, it's okay to forgive yourself. 3, it's okay not to remember. 4, take care of yourself. 5, accept help. 6, it's okay to be different. 7, it's okay to live your own life. Just like the lotus flowers in the Pure Land, each of us is different and each of us shines in our own way. As the organization Live On says, it is okay to be different. It is okay to feel sad. But it is okay not to feel sad and not to remember. Take care of yourself and accept help when you need it. The verse in Amidakyo reminds us to recognize the differences we have and encourage us to live interdependently and at the same time encourage us to shine in our own way. Thank you for listening. Please join me in Gassho. The blue flowers emit a blue light. The yellow flowers emit a yellow light. The red flowers emit a red light, and the white flowers emit a white light. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandavats. Namandavats. Namandavats.